guys, what is up? It is Dalton here, and welcome to Video Game Finds number 51. And this week we got a pretty good amount of stuff. A lot of it's local, and a lot again is off of eBay. So there's some pretty good stuff here, some vintage stuff, some newer stuff. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, the first thing I have here came off of eBay. Nothing too exciting, but I got 20 of these aftermarket AV cables. You know, just the aftermarket for Super Nintendo, N64, and GameCube. And I got 20 of them for like $17.79 after shipping. So basically they were less than $1 a piece, which is really cool because I've always been needing some of those for, you know, the consoles that I sell off with games that I have duplicates of and stuff. So cords like that always come in handy, and I'm really glad that I found a seller on eBay that has those kind of, you know, bundle deals. So that's very, very cool. So there's those. And then, if you guys didn't catch last video, I did find an Xbox 360 from Goodwill, and George did give us the cords to it because it did come with a. It was supposed to come with the power cord and AV cables, but they were separated at Goodwill, and George ended up buying me the cords for it because he saw that I bought the console, so he's like, here, how about just have the cords, because he bought them for me, and I thought that was really cool, but unfortunately the power cord didn't fit. Like, I don't know if Microsoft made like different style fittings or whatever for their, you know, different generations of the 360, but anyways, the thing didn't fit correctly. So anyways, I went on Monday this week with Tyler, and we actually found the actual matching power brick for the Xbox, and this one actually did fit, so I'm glad because I was able to test the 360, and it worked very well. It had a lot of data stored on it and stuff, so I pretty much just went through and, you know, wiped it back down to factory settings, but it's in really good shape, the console, after I tested it and everything. And but this power brick was $1, which is really cool. And then we did happen to find a game inside the console, which is what I was hoping there would be in it. It's nothing too exciting, but it's Max Payne 3 single player disc 2. It's something, you know, to test the console with to see if it was working and everything, and it loaded up fine and everything. So that was very cool. So basically, I think I put in about $15 into the 360 total. So that's a pretty good deal for an Xbox 360. So, very cool. Alright, next we can go ahead and start with these over here. I bought a stack of NES games, and there's 26 of them here. There's a few in here that I'm keeping, and the rest I'll be selling off, but like I've stated before, I usually buy bundled games like this because it's easier for me to find games that I'm looking for. I don't just singularly go out and buy an individual game. I just buy a bulk bundle of them. That's why I have so many duplicates of games that I'm trying to sell, is because I find like a lot with games that has like 2 or 3 that I want to keep, but the rest I already have. But in the long run, it's an easier way for me to just find a bunch at once, and it's a little bit cheaper that way for me as well. But anyway, because I can make the money back on the games that I'm selling. But anyways, there's 26 games here, and I paid a total of $71 after shipping. And there's some really good titles in here. So let me go ahead and start with this one. First one here is Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight. And these were all tested working. I cleaned them all up yesterday, and they all worked really nicely. Super Spike V-Ball, Nintendo World Cup. TNC Surf Designs. Tag Team Wrestling, 5-screw. And some of these might be upgrades as well. I'd have to go back and check. I'm not positive. Talking Super Jeopardy. Target Renegade. Tecmo Baseball. Tecmo World Wrestling. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Terminator 2. TNC Surf Designs 2, Thrilla Surfari. I would keep that one, but it's actually got some pretty bad label damage on the top, which was a bummer because this one I don't have. So I'm going to have to pass up on this one for now, unfortunately. But yeah, it is a pretty good game. It's about 10 to 12 bucks or so. Well, hopefully I can find a better one eventually. So there's that one. And then Tiger Heli, 5-screw. Alright, so there's half of them. And then here's the other half. Tiny Toon Adventures 2, Trouble in Wacky Land. Top Players Tennis. Total Recall. Track and Field 1, 5-screw, and I don't have this one, so that's definitely going to be keeping. Urban Champion, 5-screw. Vegas Dream. Videomation. WF WrestleMania Challenge. This one I don't have, and I'm going to be keeping it, and it's probably the most expensive wrestling game on the NES. I'm not positive on that, but I think it is. It's got a little bit of label wear on the top, but I tried to fix it as best I could, but that is WF King of the Ring. It's in pretty good shape otherwise, but the top's just a little peeling. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. It's those, the US-made Acclaim and LJN labels, if you guys are familiar with those. They're like a lot cheaper. They're more cheaply made. They don't have the clear overlay like most NES games do, so they wear down easily. So that's the bummer about that style that they chose to go with, but it was cheaper for them, I'm sure. But anyways, the next one here is WF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. I didn't have this one either, so there's that one. Win, Lose, or Draw. World Class Track Meet. And the last one here, World Games, which happens to have some sun fading on the front there. But anyway, so there's the NES games. So yeah, $71 for those is an amazing deal, especially for like, you know, Steel Cage Challenge and King of the Ring and Track and Field 1 and all those good games. So that was really, really cool. I was really happy to win that auction. So that was very cool. Alright, next I can go ahead and start with these as well from eBay. Might as well go ahead and do some of the eBay stuff. First thing here, I won a stack of, I'm not going to show them all obviously, but some NES dust sleeves here. There happened to be 33 of these in the listing, and I bought these off of Carlton Factory, which I've bought from a few times in the past, and they're really cool. They have a lot of great deals on stuff. But there happened to be 13 Nintendo logoed ones and 20 black ones, just blank ones. So I paid $20.50, I think, after shipping, after the auction win, for the 33 dust sleeves, which is really cool. I could always use extras of these because there's games that I keep getting and stuff, so I always like to have extra dust sleeves because my entire NES collection has a dust sleeve on each game. So that's very cool to find the dust sleeves. I'm really happy that I won that auction because they're sometimes hard to find on eBay, especially because people get them a lot and use them and stuff like I do. So anyways, there's those. And then I bought 4 stacks of manuals from Carlton Factory. So they shipped it all in one box. And the manuals, I think, after shipping, or after all the auctions ended, I think it was like $86 or something. So it was a pretty good deal. There's a lot of rare manuals in here. And I thought that was pretty cool to get these because there's a lot in here that I don't have. There's NES, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. But I'll go ahead and start the NES ones. First one here, Adventures of Lolo. Adventures of Lolo 2. Batman. Castlevania. Defender of the Crown. Dr. Mario. Faxanadu. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Mario Bros. Monopoly. NFL. RC Pro-Am. And this next one I've never seen before, and that one is Rad Racer, and it's the black background with the blue lettering. I've never seen this before. I've always seen the gray manual with the green lettering, like the cover of the game is. But I don't know, I don't think they ever made the game this color, but I've never seen this manual, which I thought was insanely cool. It's the same colors like the Gyromite one or the Mario Bros. One that I just showed you. I thought that was really cool. I've never seen one like this before, so that was very cool to have in there. I think it must have been like an early release, early print, so that's pretty cool though. The next one here is Spy Hunter, Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, Tetris, Twin Eagle, and the last one for NES is WCW World Championship Wrestling. So there's all the NES ones. Next I'll go ahead and start with the Game Boy ones here. First one here, Adventure Island, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Land 2, Dr. Mario, F1 Race, Kirby's Dream Land, Looney Tunes, Mortal Kombat, Paperboy 1 and 2, Play Action Football, Radar Mission, Revenge of the Gator, Side Pocket, Skate or Die Bad and Rad. Oh, there's another one behind it. Donkey Kong Super Game Boy instruction booklet. I've never seen that before. I thought that was pretty cool. Super RC Pro-Am, Super Mario Land 1 and 2. And that's good because the manual's here for my box that I have right back here, the Super Mario Land one. It's just an empty box, but now I have the manual for it, so that's pretty cool. I can start trying to complete that one as we go. Next one here is Tetris, The Amazing Spider-Man, Tiny Toon Adventures 2, Montana's Movie Madness, and the last original Game Boy one is Yoshi's Cookie. So there's those for the original Game Boy, and then we'll go over to Game Boy Color. First one here is Army Men, Bionic Commando Elite Forces, Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX, Donkey Kong Country, Driver, You Are the Wheelman, Madden 2000, Gex Enter the Gecko, Polaris Snowcross, Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, Test Drive 6, Test Drive 3 Off-Road, Vigilante 8, and the last Game Boy Color one is Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. So very cool. So there's those. And then the last stack of manuals here is for Game Boy Advance. First one here is Castlevania, Circle of the Moon, Donkey Kong Country. There's a lot of Donkey Kong manuals in here. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Golden Sun, Pokemon Ruby version, Super Mario Advance, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, WarioWare, and the last one here, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3. So again, all those were $86 for the manuals, which averaged, I think, I counted it out, there was like, at the end, each one was like $1.35. But we incorporated it into all the manuals that we've gotten so far in the last few videos, and it ends up being like 75 cents or something like that per manual, which is an amazing deal for all these manuals, which I couldn't believe when I added it all up. It seemed so cool how many manuals we got and how many rare ones there are, and how fun it is to just be able to find all these and then you know, pay so little. And I'm really happy to be able to find this kind of stuff, which is really, really fun. So, alright, and then the last little bit of stuff here, me and Tyler found yesterday when we went to or actually there's one thing I found at the beginning of the week, and that is a Sega Genesis controller. It's official model. I think it's the first edition, I'm not positive, but this was only $3, which is not bad, which is pretty cool. I have no way of testing it, but it looks to be in very good shape, so hopefully it works, but for now I'll just kind of hang on to it. But there's that. And then the rest of the stuff now that I'll show you was found yesterday, so go ahead and start with this stuff over here. Again, cannot test it, but I thought it was in pretty good shape, so I decided to buy it. This was only $1, and that's an Atari 2600 joystick controller here, in very good shape. It's only got like a little bit of like bite marks from like a little dog or something on the tip of the joystick there, but other than that, it looks pretty good. The button clicks fine, the joystick clicks in the directions it should. The cord doesn't look all ripped up or anything, so only $1, which is really cool. Got that from ARC. And then this also came from ARC, the same ARC. That's a Nintendo Wii sensor bar here, and that was $1.50. So that's very cool. I could always use extras of these because I have the power cord and AVs, but it's harder to find the sensor bar. But very cool. I'm really happy to find that, put that together with some cords. Next we have here, the rest of this stuff I think came from Goodwill. And, yeah, it did. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start with this then. I usually don't try to buy these, but it was a pretty good deal and I couldn't pass it up. But that is a Sony PlayStation 1. And it came with the memory card here. So that's pretty cool. It came with the memory card, and then it came with 2 controllers, one Piranha Pad and one regular one, non-DualShock, but there's 2 controllers there. And then it came with a power cord. The only thing it didn't have was an AV, but I have plenty of those, so that was no problem at all. Didn't have any games in it, unfortunately, but it does work. I came home and tested it, and it works really well, and that was only $6. So I thought that was really good for a PS1. I know they're usually paperweights nowadays, but if you get the right person to come across it, they'll buy it, because I have some dual doubles of like PS1 games and stuff that I'd like to sell, but it's not very fun unless it has the original setup. I mean, I could put PS1 games with a PS2, but I find it more fun to sell it with, you know, like a PS1 or something, so that's why I bought the PS1. So very cool. And then I found, George actually found this one for me, which I'm glad he did, because these are really cool. A white Nintendo Wii here, and it's the GameCube one, again, which is really cool. This one's in very good shape. It's not missing the front port cover like the other one I got did, but it is missing the top one, unfortunately. But this one is not complete entirely. It is missing the Wiimote, which is probably a harder piece to find because I haven't seen those just lying around very much. But it did come with the power cord and the sensor bar. And I do have AVs, which is very cool. So I can basically complete it that way. I did test it with Mario Kart, and it does work. It did have a game in it, but I decided to leave it at Goodwill because it wasn't worth dealing with. And it was Shaun White's snowboarding, I think, which is, don't get me wrong, it's cool and all, but it's not like a game that everyone's just out to look for. So I just decided to leave that one at Goodwill, but I still bought the Wii anyway. So anyway, there's that. And then the last thing here, I didn't think anything of it special, and this is the reason for the title being the way it is. Decided to save it for last because it was probably the coolest find in a long, long time. And I thought it was insanely cool. It was stacked in a bunch of DVDs that came out in a cart. It was the only game in the entire stack of movies. And I don't know, I didn't really think of it. I was like, oh, it's just, you know, one game. I was like, I already have it, but, you know, it's always cool to check. And that is 007 Nightfire. But what lies inside is something completely different. What we have in here, guys, is some pretty cool finds. Obviously, this is not 007 Nightfire. We have a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee inside. But not only that, it had a copy of Mario Kart Double Dash underneath it. And when Tyler opened it, I had him open it. I was just like, just check to see if the disc is in there. And I had him open it, and he freaked out. I mean, not enough to where it would cause, you know, draw attention in the store. But we, like, literally just could not handle ourselves. We were laughing. We were having a good time because it was so cool to see both of these games inside of a game that's, you know, pretty common. And so for both of these games to be in there was just insanely cool. I was just having a great old time when I saw that. We paid dirt cheap for these games. I don't want to brag about it or anything, but for finding games like this in the wild is especially cool. These might even be upgraded discs for mine because these are in really nice shape for being stuck together in the case that they don't even belong in. But we only paid $3, guys, for these games, which is insanely cool. They didn't even check the games or the movie cases. They don't do that anymore. They have a completely new system, so they didn't even check these discs if if the game was even complete. So these two slipped through, which is incredibly cool. Like I say, guys, just always check. Just check your games at your local Goodwill or whatever. Even if you think they check them, just double check. Open that case, because you never know. There might be stuff like this inside the case, because I was expecting there to be the actual 007 Nightfire in the case, and that was not simply the actual ending. There was two very sought-after games inside. So, but yeah, these hopefully will be upgrades, and but these were really cool, guys. I just couldn't believe that they were in there. It was a really big surprise to us. For $3, it's really cool. So guys, I always advise you guys, just check your Goodwills, check your game cases, like when they're at the store, when they're, you know, just look in there, see if there's actual games that don't belong in there. Maybe there'll be a special surprise like these. So, anyways, so very, very cool. I was really happy to find something like that. It's been a long time since I've been surprised like that. So, alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends. It really helps us out. We really enjoy it. We really enjoy coming back every week and seeing that there's more subscribers coming in, more views and stuff. It's really awesome for you guys to stick in with us and, you know, getting more people involved in it too. It's really awesome. So I thank you guys a lot for that. I can't thank you enough. Anyways, happy gaming, guys. I will see you later. Take care.